Good morning or good afternoon, EXP agents, depending on where you're at. Do appreciate you guys joining us today. Today's Wednesday, the 10th of September, and we are going to be getting into websites in your Lofty training today for EXP CRM of choice. I have John Heckel, who you guys will probably recognize. He's been on a few of these trainings with us. Hey, John, he's fantastic. Really excited to have him join us again. We will actually, it's been a popular topic we've touched on over the weeks, but getting into websites within Lofty. I know there's a lot of questions for new agents that are coming on board and have chosen Lofty as their CRM. So John will actually be inside Lofty going through the CMS builder and just a few different areas of the system to kind of show us and take us through the process. If you guys have questions, please feel free at any point to drop them in the chat within EXP World. If you're tuning in on YouTube, you can drop them in there as well. We'll see them and address those as we go. So, John, I'll let you take it away. I do appreciate it again, you joining us. And yeah, I'll let you know if as questions come in.
Awesome. Sounds good. Great to be here, everybody. Again, just throw questions in the chat as we go through. No question is a bad question. You know, like in school where they'd be like, if you're thinking it, somebody else is thinking it. That's especially true within new systems, right? Where like people who are familiar with it know, oh, that button's up there. That's how you do this versus somebody who's never interacted with it. You're going to have lots of questions. So pepper us with them. Today, like Wilson said, we're going to be going through the websites. I love our website builder. I love talking about websites because it's a cool and like fun way to interact with the system. You get to design things, make changes, submit those changes. It's a great way to get like instant feedback and let your creative side out a little bit. Within Lofty, all of our website tools are of course going to be under our website tab. So if you're following along, whenever you log into Lofty right up here on website, you're going to click that. It's going to kick you out into a separate section called our CMS tool. You don't need to know what CMS stands for. Just remember that you're always going to have two separate tabs, one for your CRM and one for your CMS, right? Now, if you're like a team lead within the EXP, you've got a bunch of agents that are potentially under you on like an office add-on, you'll see a site list, but most likely you're going to go directly into the CMS tool here, where you're going to see this website analysis, you're going to see your domain up here at the top, and we're going to be going through a lot of these tabs across the top here. So the Lofty website is a really robust and really great website builder. If you've used other like just website builders like Wix or Squarespace, a lot of this is going to feel familiar. Just so that you guys are aware as well, keep an eye on what your website package is. Okay, so we've got multiple different packages within Lofty. Within those packages, there are different levels of editability. What we're going to be walking through here is going to be a company website, but it's going to have all the same editability as a full SEO website, full SEO. Basically, within Lofty, the different types of websites are different levels of out of the box. Like out of the box meaning I open it up and it's ready to rock and roll. For some people, they just want a straight up agent website. That means whenever I sign up with EXP, it's just going to boom, pop in. It's going to look nice. It's going to have my information on it, but I don't have a lot of customization ability. On the other side of that coin, I don't have to customize a lot. Everything's already set up for me. My MLS is already connected. Like I'm off to the races. I can send people links. If you're not somebody who wants to like spend a lot of time making sure your branding is exactly the way that you want it, and you want a functional website where you can send out links, send people there, it looks really good, but you don't need to have your fingerprint on it, maybe right now, maybe down the road you want to do that, but not at this time, you can stick with the initial package, and it's going to, like I said, be more of an out of the box solution. But any package where you see office website, company website, or full SEO website with this little purple icon, that means we've got as much freedom as as much freedom as Lofty can offer basically. So across the top, we've got all these tabs, and this can be a little bit intimidating for people whenever they first log in and start messing around with their website. They're like, whoa, this is a lot. This is a lot to do, a lot to look at. For everybody's benefit, whenever I'm working on websites with people, we're hanging out in this editor tab 90% of the time. Okay, because what are you trying to do with your website? You're editing it, you're making it look nice. If we come in here to our editor, once we're in our editor, 90% of that time, right, I'm going to be using these two buttons up here, the block and page button. So whenever you're first starting out, really bring in your focus to just the editor, and then within the editor, just focus on scrolling through and clicking edit on a block maybe, and you're going to be right within this block section making edits. So let's back up a little bit and just talk about websites in general. I'm going to go to lofty.com and we're just going to take a look at what a website looks like generally. And then we're going to work inside of our editor to make changes and basically adapt a website to what we want. But what is the anatomy of a website? We went to lofty.com and we showed up here, right? We went to a domain at an address and we show up at a location. So lofty.com is the domain. If you have a domain, you can load it into Lofty with that full SEO website. So you can purchase one through GoDaddy, even through Lofty, through what used to be Google Domains, which is now Squarespace. If you have a domain, you can load it in, but that's our address, right? If you go to 123 Main Street, there's a house there. If you go to lofty.com, there's some content there. Once we're here, then we've got, if we basically move our cursor along this top header is what it's called, we've got folders. Within those folders, we have specific pages, right? And we're going to click on For Agents. And then within these pages, we've got specific blocks. So you see here where this picture cuts off, and now we're into Why Choose Lofty, and then this cuts off, and now we're in Features Agents Love. We scroll down, now we're in Lofty Lead Generation, right? So we're on our home page, we go to a folder, we go to a page, and then there are blocks within it, right? So the same thing is what we're looking at within our website that we're building within Lofty. We need to decide, one, on our domain, then two, what are our folders going to be? Then three, what are the pages within those folders? Then four, what's the content, the blocks on those pages? So the first thing I would recommend is whenever you go to your editor, go ahead and click on the globe icon over here on the right-hand side. It's going to open up your website in another tab, just like we were visiting lofty.com. So you can scroll through it like you're somebody visiting it for the first time. I'm on my homepage, I'm scrolling through, and okay, I see this block, and now we're on this block. Let's scroll through, and now we're on this one. Let's say that now this work with us block I want to get rid of, right? I can go back into my editor, get rid of this block, and add a new one super easily. So I'm going to come over here to my editor. I'm going to scroll down to where we found that block, right? Here it is, okay? So to delete it, I'm just going to hover my mouse over the block. It's going to give me a delete button option. I'm going to click delete, click yes. Okay, now it's gone. What do we want to do now? Let's say that we want to add some listings. We're going to come here, we're going to click add block. And now we've got a menu item or a long menu of all of the different options of blocks that we can add to the website. So I'm going to scroll down here and click on listings. Once I'm in listings, then I've got a bunch of different options for those blocks. Let's go ahead and select this one. It's going to pop right into my website and show off some listings. Now I've made this change, right? I've deleted a block and I've added a new one. In order to make sure that saves and that's reflecting on the website, I'm going to come up here, I'm going to click publish. As soon as I click publish and I come back to my website, I'm going to click refresh. And now if I scroll through, instead of it saying work with us and having that original block, if I scroll down, now it's going to have my listings block. Just that easy, that quick. I go from here over to my editor and make a change, click publish, and then boom, it's live on the other, on the live version of the website, right? So that's the way that it flows. And you can see like these blocks look super professional. They're easy to edit. And really like what you want out of a website, a real estate website especially, is something that looks professional, looks like you know what you're doing, and has listings for people to search on so you can track what listings they're looking for, what they're clicking on, and you can then adapt your outreach to them based off of that. So if we come over here into our pages, with each of our Lofty templates, we're going to create you a bunch of pages from scratch, right? Or sorry, out of the box, where you don't have to create them from scratch. Where then you've got already pre-built in, if we open up here in buying, an all listings page, for instance. This all listings page is going to pull in all of your listings from your MLS. Then people can go through, search, look through, add their own save search in, all of that stuff. All of that's going to be tracked within your Lofty CRM on that leads profile. Okay, so you don't have to build out like any pages like this. We're going to build them out for you. That being said, we can make edits to it. So one thing I want to hit on is anytime that you see listings, you can filter down those listings for your leads. So let's go in here to featured listings, for instance. And all right, this is a block where, I want to show off my featured listings. Well, what does that mean to me? Well, what do I want my featured listings to be? I can come over here into my editor, click on edit on this block, and change this from all listings to office listings or custom listing filter or just sold. I can come in here to my preset filter. I can draw a polygon around the neighborhood that I want to show off in my featured listings. I can go over here into more, add all of the individual filters that I want for whatever listings I want to be displayed on this page. And the power of this is that I can even create a page that's dedicated to a type of listing, create that page from scratch, and then add in a listing block and filter down those listings to whatever I want. So this is going to be a good example of also how to create a page within Lofty and the power that you have there as far as filtering leads to the correct places. So let's go ahead and build out a page. Let's say that on my website, I want in my header a first-time home buyers page. First-time home buyers. So we're going to come down here. We're going to click page first. We're going to come down here and click add page. From here, Lofty's got a bunch of really good templated pages to choose from. For instance, for a home page, for a listings page, market snapshot, sell my home about tons of options here, right? I'm going to scroll all the way down and just do a blank page and click next. I'm going to call this first time home buyers, exclamation point. Now I'm going to click save. Oh, and I need a new page. There we go. All right, now I'm working with a completely blank page. Now, what do you guys think that we want here? Probably want a big banner that says first-time home buyers with our own custom picture in the background. We then want to show listings that are probably pretty cheap for first-time home buyers, and then maybe a form that they can fill out to get in touch with me. So I've got a blank page here. It's just got my header. It's just got my footer. I'm going to click down here and click add block. Now, for that first big banner, we're probably going to want a hero image. Hero image just means it fills the whole page. So let me go down here. I'm going to find a cool hero image that I like. We're going to start off with one that looks like this. So right now, this is Lofty Brokers, just discover a place that you'll love to live. But instead of that, we want something like first-time home buyers, like reach out to me. So I'm going to come in here and click edit. It's going to pop this out over here on this left-hand side. Now I can make a ton of changes to what this looks like. I'm going to come into content first. I'm going to change this from Lofty Brokerage to first-time home buyers, just like that. Now, in my subheading, I'm going to say, find your first home, just like that. Now, this picture is kind of a luxury house. Probably want to limit this, bring it down to something more first-time home buyer-y, right? Well, I can come back over here in the background. I'm going to click a desktop image, click edit, and replace. And now I can replace it with whatever image that I want. I can also come in here to Lofty Library and look and see if there's one that looks a little bit more like a first-time buyer home or something I would want to present back here. Let's go ahead and go with something like, a family or this young couple here maybe. We're going to click OK and add. And now we've got that in the background instead. Now you can replace that with whatever image you want, but the thing I want to show you is how customizable it is. Now we're going to click down here. We're going to click add block. Say that now I want to put in some information about how great I am at working with first-time home buyers. I can then click on my content block here and put in a block that then is going to lay out, oh, you're a first-time home buyer. Here's all the first-time home buyers I've helped. Maybe put in some pictures of me with young couples or me with somebody who I just sold a home to. Now let's go down here and add another block. And let's say, all right, now we want our listings. We're going to do listings, and we're going to do one that's got a few different listings on it, like maybe let's do one like this. Now on these listings, we don't want $1,000,000 homes. We also don't want homes for rent. So we're going to click edit on this. We're going to come down here into our listing source, and we're going to come below that actually to our preset filter. We're going to say, all right, let's do price. Let's do a maximum price of 500,000. Okay, and then we're also going to, oh, here we go, back this out a little bit. 500,000, and then we're going to come in here to purchase type and do for sale. And we're going to click OK. All right, and now we've got our featured listings that are under $500,000 that are for sale. We're going to click publish just to save our progress. We're going to come under that, add another block. We're going to do a form block. Form blocks allow us to gather, leads from this page specifically and filter them to a specific part of our CRM. So I'm going to come in here and add a form that looks like this. Get more information. I can change the picture in the background or what information I gather. But more importantly, you see over here where it says tag. I can tag anybody from this page with a specific, a specific tag that then allows me to find them later on and make sure they get the correct outreach. So I'm going to come in here and say first time home buyer. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So now everybody that goes to this page and fills out this form I'm gonna know that they're a first-time home buyer that came from this page. So guys, this serves as an example of how we can create a page from scratch and make it exactly how we want it. Let's go ahead and click on the globe and look at it on like a live browser. So we got first-time home buyers, find your first home. We're going to have some information about how we work with first-time home buyers. We've got listings that are going to be applicable for them. And then we've got to get more information where then if they fill it out, they're going to have a first-time home buyer tag. So we created that in just 2 minutes, right? Just flying around, adding a block here, adding a block there. Editing the Lofty website is really easy and allows you to create specific funnels of the type of leads that you want and organize them the way that you want. Now, I want to go ahead and keep moving through some other features of the Lofty website, but I'll go ahead and pause here if there are any questions. Wilson, if you want to jump in after our first 15 minutes or so. Is there anything in the chat that we want to go over?
Hey, appreciate it, John. Yeah, a couple things that I think you kind of touched on and probably got people's brains moving there. But one of the questions someone had is, how do I share listings directly with leads from the site?
Yeah, definitely. So how do you share listings directly with leads from the site? If I come back over here into my Lofty CRM, whenever we are looking at our listings tab or our like engagement tab property alerts, the Lofty CRM is going to be pulling the listings directly from your website because they're connected. That's the beauty of Lofty is we've got the CRM and website talking to each other really, really well. So let's say I go in here to my listings. This is where I would find the listing that I want to send to somebody. So I'm going to come in here and say, all right, I want to send this 701 Minnesota Street in San Francisco to a listing or to a lead. I'm going to come down here to this little airplane, click on that. And now I can find my lead, say I want to send it to Manny, email, and that this is where you would email it directly. You can also text it. So I'm going to say, boom, Manny, and click text. And now it's going to automatically send this to Manny with the link directly to my website right here. So how do I send listings to leads? This listings tab is really what that's built for. It also talks directly to our people tab. So if I go in here to somebody with a search criteria, I think maybe Manny has some. So I'm going to come in here to Manny and over to engagement. So you see over here, Manny's looking for $0 to $2 million in this specific location, specific beds, specific baths. Now, let's say I want to send Manny a listing that fits that criteria. Right here, it's already going to have 8 matched listings that are going to pull directly from the website. So I'm going to click View 8 matched listings. And that's just going to give me a short list of those that Manny might be interested in. And same thing. Now I can come down here and click the little airplane. But now Manny is going to be the only person listed because the system remembers where we came from. So sending individual listings, I would recommend doing from the CRM. Now, if you create a page like our first time home buyers page, and now you want to send this out to a bunch of people, you've created a page or even a landing page, which I'll talk about later on. You can do that by coming up here and clicking on this little share button. You can post to social channels or create a QR code. You can also click on the globe. It's going to take you directly to the link right here. And then you can use this link and send that out via email or text message to anybody within Lofty as well. So to answer your question, how do I get specific listings to leads? CRM is going to be the easiest way to do it. If you've created a page that you want to get out there, landing pages are really good. I'll talk about those, but just a straight up link from this CMS would also work.
Beautiful. Thank you, John. One other question that came over was, can I feature specific neighborhoods or create custom landing pages?
Yeah, specific neighborhoods is a great question. So let's cover that really quickly. Over here in this areas tab, this is where I can feature my specific neighborhoods. So Lofty partners with Atom Data and other data brokers to pull in information about specific neighborhoods and link that with the MLS and with the CMS tool. So let's say that I wanted to pull in I'm originally, so let's say that we want to pull in a new city. We're just going to come up here and click add a city. We're going to type in San Francisco. Oh, San Francisco right there. We've got it. We're going to click save. Lofty is going to create for us a great page that's going to lay out a bunch of information about San Francisco, a map, all the listings that you have within that area. Here's another good example, one in San Jose. That's going to have all of the different details about San Jose, the population, medium sales price, the demographics of the area. So our areas page is built for you to feature a neighborhood or a city just by putting in the name of that city, putting in the name of that neighborhood, and Lofty's going to do the work for you, pulling in all the information. And then you can share this by coming over here, clicking on the share button, and then sending it out to whoever you want to send it out to. Now, as far as custom landing pages, that's going to be back in our CRM. We're going to click on marketing, and then that's going to be under tools down here in landing pages. So once we're in landing pages, there's going to be a list of templated landing pages that are really great, including feature a listing, which is the most used. So let's say that we wanted to basically get out that we were selling this home, right? Or just even like generate more clicks on our website for any home. We can come over here, click feature a listing, say, hey, I want to feature 1, 2, 3, 4, this one in San Francisco. I'm not going to try and pronounce that street. Click save. It's going to create us a landing page that's going to be about this listing. It's going to have the information from the MLS. It's going to have the square footage, acreage, year built, gallery, all this kind of stuff. From here, you can then share this landing page. And the great thing about landing pages too is they have all their own settings. So you can have settings on your website that have a certain SEO setup or have certain tags on certain pages, and then your landing page sort of exists as a separate entity that then you can have completely different settings for. But to answer your question, can I feature specific areas? Can I create landing pages? Landing pages are going to be under marketing. You can feature a listing, do a lead registration form, even do a featured area landing page. That's going to be from here. Then once we're in our CMS, our areas tab is how we create great area pages, and Lofty is really good at pulling in data from other outside sources, not even, and also your MLS to create really robust area pages.
Awesome. Thank you, John.
Mm-hmm.
If we got time for one other question, just rolled in from Stacy.
Yeah.
She said she'd emailed into, we have a dedicated support email address for Lofty. She said, waiting for an update, but is there an option in Lofty to set 404 errors to redirect to my new featured listings page, as many social media sites don't allow to update links after they have been boosted advertised? So these are still using the old bold trail format to go to a 404 error page on my Lofty site. She then went on to say, or can we customize the error page template on our own? I'm on the agent SEO upgrade, but I'm not seeing an option to edit the error page template.
Yeah. I don't believe there is an option to edit the error page. That's definitely something that would be a support question. What I'm hearing is that we've created posts that are still on the old bold trail format. You're like you were saying, like once I've already created a boost for a specific URL, maybe I can't go in and change that URL. But what you could potentially do is basically clone that URL and create it within Lofty. So what will happen is people will create a, you're using Bold Trail, you're using some other website editor, right? And you've got, lofty.com/John123. And then you come over to Lofty, you switch over your website, and people are still trying to go to johnheckle.com/123. It doesn't exist in Lofty, so then people are getting that error, right? That 404 error. What I would recommend doing is creating a new page, making it what you want, right? Adding in listings or whatever it might be. And then right here, you have the ability to customize the URL. So whatever URL you were using with Bold Trails, just use the exact same URL, and then they should go to a Lofty page that is discoverable and not a 404. So if the Bold Trail or the Squarespace or GoDaddy link was, salesdemo.lofty.com/listing 585, right now that would give them an error code, but we can create our own listing 585. And then that will allow people who click on that from the posted social media post to arrive at whatever page we create.
Got it. Thank you, John.
Hmm.
I think that's helpful. I know they're just responding in the chat here still too.
Okay.
We can probably move on and jump back into
Okay.
some questions here in a little bit. So
For sure. Sounds good. Well, thank you guys so much for your questions. Keep tossing those in the chat. Want to make this as interactive as possible. So if you've got a question, do not hold back. Throw those in. Love going through those. So, guys, what we've covered so far is a little bit about what the Lofty website editor looks like, what the experience is in Lofty whenever you're going through your pages, editing them, publishing them. And with the questions, we are able to talk about some of the cool Lofty tools. I want to also touch on the other ones, for instance, blogs. So blogs are great for SEO, getting people to your website, and they're also fun to create, right? Whenever somebody's looking up, hey, great restaurants in neighborhood that you sell a lot of homes. If you've got a blog about those great restaurants, then hey, you might appear for them. They might go to your website and then check out some homes. So use these blog posts as a way to generate more traffic to your website, and also it's an interesting way to keep people engaged as well. So if I come over here to AI Blog Assistant, I can even have an AI write directly for me within Lofty these blogs and post them out. Our blog tool is awesome. It allows you to schedule out your posts. So a lot of people will come in here, they'll have the AI write them 5 different blogs about the real estate market in their town, about specific things to do in neighborhoods where they want more business, pick 5 topics that you think people might be interested in related to your area or to real estate. Then they'll schedule them out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And so then their blogs are constantly posting out. Then the next Monday, they go in and do the same thing. So blogs are a great tool. It also allows you to come in here to our editor and create a blog block, which is hard to say, but fun to add, right? We can come in here to a page, come down here, click add block. And one of our options is going to be blog. Our blog blocks allow you then to link to those blogs directly on your website. And because we're adding blogs constantly, this can constantly, update, throw in your new blogs in there, and keep people engaged. So blogs, don't forget about those, commonly overlooked, are areas we've already kind of talked about. This is a quick way to generate really detailed, awesome looking pages about the area that you're in. So come in here, just click add new area. It does have to be a city or neighborhood that is a census place. So a lot of people like being from the Midwest or the East Coast, there's lots of areas that are sort of called something that maybe the government doesn't recognize as its own place. That's the only thing that I see clashing with people whenever they're creating these. But no, like don't fret. If you mess around, you find the right name for it pretty easily. You can even look up like what it's called, census place. If you just Google that, you can find it. But you'll see here, like for San Jose, it created 3 linked pages. One page here is going to be the introduction for San Jose, which we already looked at, that has all that information, right? And then we've also got a search page and a market page. The search page is just going to show listings in San Jose. And the market page, if we click on that, it's going to show us the market snapshot for the area. So the average sales price and the trends, the average days on market, the sold listings, also the recent listings and the market trends. And the reason why I bring this up is a lot of these are going to be basically not paywalled, but registration walled, where whenever somebody goes to one of these pages, they're going to have to sign up in order to see all the market trends. This is a great way to get new leads, especially like seller leads or buyer leads by the area. Now that's our areas tab. Don't overlook that as well. It's a great way to create lots of pages quickly. So these other tabs, widgets, SEO, and settings, widgets is going to be for a very specific use case. And not a lot of people are going to be using our widget. Our widget basically allows you to link to your Lofty site with a pretty listings block on a different website that you're also using. So let's say that I've got my Lofty website, and you know what, I've also got another website over here that's just personal branded or whatever it might be. If you've got 2 websites live and you want to potentially kick people who are looking for houses back over to your Lofty site, it's a great way to do that, to just grab a listing block, this custom code, throw it into your other website, and then people, whenever they see these listings and they click on one, they're going to be coming right back into Lofty. So if you've got another website live, this is a great tool, but like I said, pretty specific use case. So don't worry if you're not going to use that. Our SEO tab, which is commonly asked about, is what help can you give me on my SEO? I want to make sure my SEO is good. So at Lofty, we do keep our SEO tools pretty like well updated to help you have good SEO on your website. We know that specifically in real estate, you're going to be more generating sort of leads via other things other than organic SEO. So we don't want to put too much of an emphasis on it, but we do want your SEO to be serviceable, to be good. If you click on SEO, it's going to give you a walkthrough. This walkthrough takes you through the most important steps that are going to get you the most returns on your SEO setup. This checklist is going to walk you through those. You'll see your progress. It'll give you tips. And down here, it's also going to say on-page improvements, boosting keyword rankings. You can come in here and edit your keywords. You can see your organic views right here. You can also look at some sustained SEO growth, creating fresh content and building backlinks. All of this SEO tab right here is meant to help you build your SEO to your website really easily. Now, also, if we come over here to my editor, there's going to be a section of our editor called SEO. That SEO part of our editor is going to give us a live SEO breakdown of our site or of our page that we're on. So coming over here, we're going to come down and click on SEO. It's going to give us an SEO analysis where it says, okay, what is your what is this page? And I can flip over to a different page here. How does the SEO of this page look? It's going to give us this breakdown. Say, all right, description length score is 6, and you can click right here for meta description length. And it's going to take you to great articles about how to improve. Also, you can click here. It's going to take you over to where you can directly edit the SEO for your website. Okay, so all of this to say our SEO tab on the editor and our SEO section within the CMS tool are great to make sure that we've got everything set up. Very clearly walks you through the things to set up to make sure that your website is doing well. Make sure your website is healthy. All right, so settings. Everybody loves talking about settings, right? The X's and O's of a website. Some things are really exciting within here that I wanted to hit on. Number one is going to be under our lead capture section. Our registration pop-up trigger rule, pop-up style and settings, and questionnaire settings are really important, and our Lofty tools are going to be great to help you collect leads and basically funnel them to the right places within Lofty. So our registration pop-up trigger rule, this is where you can customize when people are required to register on your website. Now, our website's goal is to make sure that your current clients, current leads are able to search up different listings. You're able to send them links, interact with them about different properties, but it's also a lead collection tool, right? That's one of the other main goals. Well, how are we collecting leads? We're collecting leads through a pop-up that says, hey, you need to register in order to see this, or please register. It can say whatever you want it to say, but we also need to know when we want to require people to register. The Lofty defaults here are really good. The main Lofty default is it's going to pop up immediately on all listing detail pages, meaning I can surf your website as long as I want. As soon as I click on 123 Main Street, hey, I need your info for you to see anything else. We also have higher quality, which allows them 5 seconds on that page, okay, on that listing detail page before they're required to register. Then we have custom. If you have an idea of, yeah, I want people to be required to register also on the About Us page, also on this page. I want people to be required to register if they're just on my website for more than 20 seconds. Anything like that, you can fully customize, which is great, right? You can say, all right, this is exactly what I want. This is exactly the types of leads that I want to collect. So this registration pop-up trigger rule, don't ignore that. It's a great way to really customize your site to exactly how you want it to feel. Pop-up style and settings, this is where we can customize what that pop-up says. We can do a single column, we can do a 2-column, we can do a 1-step column. We can come through here, change the language on it, change the registration settings. We can allow Facebook and Google third-party registrations. We can even, customize the disclaimer down here. Questionnaire settings. This is one of my favorite parts to tell people about because of the possibilities. So let's say that somebody goes to your website, they click on 123 Main Street, you require them to register. Now they put in their name, they put in their email, they opt in for call, text message, email. Now, as they're basically leaving that step, we want to get more information from them. We want them to basically fill out a little form so we know where to organize them in our CRM and where to, or what type of follow-up to send them. Sort of like whenever we were creating that page for first-time home buyers and we created that form at the bottom where anybody who used that form would be a first-time home buyer. Now, this would be anybody who's a lead. We can do the same thing. Ask them a question and filter them by that question. So let's say here for buyers, let's scroll down here and we're going to add a question. Let's say we add a question, are you a first-time home buyer? Right? So are you a first-time home buyer? Question mark. Then we're going to add our options. We're going to say yes. And now we get to add a tag. Guess what tag we're going to add for yes? First-time home buyer. There we go. Click OK. Now for no, we're going to say, you know, a second-time home buyer, third-time home buyer, or previous home buyer. Well, what have I just done? I've created a way for us to find these people later, organize them into the right place, and make sure they're getting the right information. So now everybody who signs up is going to be required to fill out that question. Now, whenever I go back into my Lofty CRM, I can set up where anybody who has this tag goes into this spot. Anybody who signs up with this tag gets this email. And you can customize all of your outreach based off of those tags, which you're setting up on your website, really allowing the website and the CRM to talk together really well. Now, other things on our settings that are exciting before we hop back over into our editor is one, our Closely app. Our Closely app is a way for leads to look at listings on their phone through an app. It's not for you. You have the Lofty app on your phone if you come on to Lofty, where you can reach out to leads, basically see your whole CRM on your phone. But our Closely app allows you to say to your leads, hey, you like using the Zillow app? Use Closely. It's got all of my listings on it for me, basically. So with the Closely app, people can scan a QR code, download it, and they're going to see your listings from your website within an app. So that's a great feature that we have integrated into Lofty. Now down here under Tools, in integrations, this is where we can integrate your other systems. If you're using Google Analytics, if you're using Google Tag Manager, if you're using Google My Business, link those into your Lofty website, right? Have those systems talk to each other. Also, if you're having reviews show up on your website, this Rate My Agent, Zillow, all that stuff, you want to make sure that your reviews are getting pumped into your website as well. Integrate them here. Integrate them here, and then all of the review blocks on your Lofty website are going to be able to pull those reviews directly in. Okay, so I'm going to hop back over into my editor. I want to hit on a couple other things, and I'll open it back up for questions. Guys, so far what we've talked about is how to create a page in Lofty, how to create blocks, edit blocks, delete blocks, basically how to use the Lofty editor. We talked about SEO, talked about our blogs, our areas, our integrations. So we've covered a lot of ground. But again, to refocus on how easy the Lofty editor is and how great it can look, I just want to take you through organizing this website, right? I'm going to come over here and click on page. I'm going to have a list of all of my different folders and pages listed out here on this left-hand side. I'm going to go ahead and organize these into displayed and hidden navigation. Hidden navigation is pages that I want to exist, that I want to be able to send people links to, that I want people to be able to find only if I have a button or a link to them, but I don't want to present them here across my header. Now, across in this display navigation, this is going to be the sections that I want to display right there across the header, right? So I'm going to move my first-time home buyers all the way to the top. Now, boom, first-time home buyers is now going to be a button as soon as anybody goes to my website. And I'm going to click publish right up there at the top. Now, what I can also do to organize these is I can create specific folders. So I can say, hey, I want to add a folder. I'm going to add a folder. And I'm going to call this new folder, pages to link to. Just like that, pages to link to. And I'm going to add in my careers page. I'm going to add in my blank page. I'm going to add in my CTA test page. Oop, accidentally clicked on it into this folder. Now you might be saying like, John, I don't want to show people this folder. Well, hey, it's in hidden navigation. So all these pages and this folder itself are only going to be shown if you link to them, right? So what does it mean to link to a page? right here, we've got this careers page. This would be if you're wanting to recruit people to work with you at EXP, right? So let's say that I want to link to this page in a button. I'm going to come back to my home page, right? I'm going to scroll down and click add a block right here, add block. Now I get my menu of all my different block items. I'm going to come down here to my CTA. That means call to action. These are going to be blocks that have buttons on them. So I'm going to scroll down and find a block with a button that looks the way I want it to look. Let's choose this one. And I'm just going to come in here and change this to, all right, let's do work with me. Work with me. Then I'm going to come over here to my button, and I can put right here in this button URL /careers. Just like that, and click publish. Now, anybody who clicks on this button is going to automatically go to that careers page. Now, even though it's in hidden navigation, I'm using it. I'm getting people there. So within Lofty, you have the ability to, just like a true website, like Amazon or Google, like any website you think of, have buttons that take you to places that aren't listed up here in the header. So that's just a website concept that I think is really cool and opens up a lot of possibilities within Lofty for you to create different funnels, for you to create different paths within your website, and really sky's the limit. Very last thing before I open it back up to questions, and of course I'll have more recommendations if there aren't any questions, is if we come in here to click add block, another way in which we open up all the possibilities to you is with this right here, embed. So if you are somebody who has HTML coding experience, or you have somebody who does, you've got, somebody on your team who you're like, yeah, they actually used to work in development, or they, build websites on the side. If they don't want to be sort of handcuffed by our blocks, they can always click embed, add in a embed block, and you can HTML code whatever you want into this website. So that's the other great thing about Lofty, is we keep it nice and simple for you to build, but we also offer you tons of options. So that's the end of my spiel about how to organize hidden navigation and displayed navigation, linking buttons, creating pages that way, and how you can use this HTML coding tool to make it whatever you want. Are there any questions in the chat, Wilson?
Hey, John. Yeah, there's a couple actually that I wanted to address real quick from YouTube. Kelly J. Connolly over there was asking, I have a domain with GoDaddy. I can plug that website into Lofty as my primary website. Is that correct?
Yes, you can. That will depend on your Lofty website package. Wilson, you can probably speak better to the initial package that everybody receives, but typically your initial package will be something like johnheckle.expportal.com, and I won't be able to add in my domain unless I upgrade to a full Lofty website. As soon as you upgrade to that full SEO website, you have the ability to put whatever domain you want on, whether it's from GoDaddy, Squarespace, whatever. At that point, you can load it in. But if you don't want to do that, you can just keep the johnheckle.exp portal and send people links that way.
Through the IDX. Yep, exactly. Kelly, it sounds like you may be somebody who's an agent that's still deciding on which CRM to choose based on another question you said. How does this differ from Bold Trail? It's a fairly common question we're getting over the last several weeks. I don't have a lot of the Lofty side individuals helping in these trains don't have a lot of experience or understanding of Bold Trail to make a real direct comparison, clear comparison on it. But what I can say, Kelly, is, things that we offer, obviously we're going to be a little biased on the Lofty side, but again, that's with not understanding the Bold Trail platform very well. I can tell you that if you're someone still considering, I found this out recently. I think it was something that kind of came together over the last couple of weeks, but my understanding is you can still opt in to the CRM you choose. And I think there's the ability, my understanding, the ability to use both. So if you kind of wanted early on to compare yourself and run Bold Trail as well as Lofty, I know that can sometimes be a lot for agents to take on at once, but it's kind of the best suggestion I can make as far as being able to make a direct comparison of the two platforms and the features that you're curious about. So, John, I do appreciate you answering that question on it.
Yeah.
One of the things as well that Katie Van Ness had dropped into EXP World is, can you show the buyer journey on the Closely app?
Yeah, it's a little bit hard because we can't like screen share on my phone right now. But the way that it would work is, let's say we go to the Lofty website and you scroll down to the very bottom. There's going to be a QR code that says download Closely. And this page is getting kind of full. But down here, it's going to say, get my app right there, and people can scan it. As soon as they scan it, it's going to take them to the App Store on their phone where they can download Closely, and it'll automatically, from the QR code, add you as their agent within Closely. From there, whenever they go to search for properties, look at a map, or just see a list of listings, they're all going to be like listings from your MLS. And all of that data is going to be tracked within Lofty. What they did on the Closely app is going to show in their person profile, on their individual profile. If you're interested in the Closely app, one thing that you can do is you can go in and just download it yourself, scan that QR code on the bottom of the Lofty website. You can also take a look at a Help Center article within Lofty where we show like the buyer journey basically. Something else that a lot of people will do with the Closely app is if you come into an individual lead, and I'll have to find because we just moved this button. Let's see here. I believe it's once you click into it. And then the 3 dots maybe. I'll have to take another look where we put this button, but on an individual, oh, there it is right here, send Closely link. He doesn't have a valid phone number, so that's why it wasn't lighting up for me. But whenever you're on an individual lead, whenever you know that somebody may benefit from having the Closely app, there's somebody who uses Zillow on their phone or something like that, or you just want to show them that you do have that ability to like be app functional, you can always just come into the 3 dots on the individual lead, say send Closely link, and it's going to add this Closely app link that's dedicated to you and your profile that's already pre-built by Lofty.
Nice. I got preloaded text message it'll send out. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. I don't see any other questions that have rolled in just yet, John. Looks like Kelly's responding, thank you, on YouTube. And then Katie Van Ness, appreciate you as usual. She's been engaging with a few agents just around just random things that they're bringing up with regards to their experience with Lofty. So
awesome. Well, let me give another sort of 5 minutes of Lofty website material. Then I'll open it up for any final questions, and then we'll close it down from there.
Sounds good.
Something that really I want to harp on, maybe harp on is the wrong word, but something I really want to emphasize, there's the word, right, is the connection between the Lofty CRM and the website and how that can really transform the way that you set up your CRM and the way that you send out website links. So if you have the Lofty SEO package or the normal agent website, if I were to come in here to Manny's profile, like we were talking about earlier, come over to engagement, I can immediately see match listings and send those out directly, right? As soon as I send out that listing to him, I can see if he's clicked on the page. I can see if he visited. I can see what other stuff that he's done on the website, and then adjust the way that I'm reaching out to him directly from there. I can also come in here to an individual lead, right? Let's say Manny. I can go up here to text Manny, right up here, right? And I can insert listings that are going to come directly from my website. The links are going to come from my website, and they're going to be based off of Manny's website activity. So I'm going to click on the little house there. I can insert like, hey, any listing right there, like just like this, boom, and click insert. I can also add a variable. That variable can be a lead variable of their last saved property address. So save property street, save seller property address. I can go based off of a listing. If I come in here to listing variable, their latest viewed 3 times listing address, stuff like that. So within a given lead, all of their activity is going to be available for you right here directly within these listing variables. So let's say that they left a message on a listing address. You don't have to go and find what address that is, copy and paste it in. You can just, boom, use this variable. It's going to pull it directly in from the website. And Manny here hasn't gone to our Lofty sales demo, so that's why it's not pulling in directly. But just to show how connected it is, even the variables, whenever you're sending a text message, are going to be pulling directly in from his website activity. We have something within Lofty called segments. It's a way to organize your leads in CRMs. If you've used the CRM, one of the main things that you're going to be doing, right, is making sure that you're organizing your leads correctly. Our segment list is a way to do that. But what I wanted to show you about the segments section is in performance, we can measure a group of people's interaction with our website as well. So for instance, this is our past clients. If I add all of my past clients into a segment, I can then send them out links to addresses or just links to my website. Then from here, I'm going to be able to see, okay, Brian's going to the website. He's looking at condos. He's in my past clients tab. Maybe I need to move him out. Or even you can create a segment of hot leads. And then you can see, all right, which of my hot leads are going to my website? And you can go in here, see all the activity that's happening with these people, get this nice graph that shows you how much they viewed, searched, saved, left messages, or requested showings. I can also filter down the activities based off of views, searches, or saves. But our segments tab allows you to grab a group of people, say, all right, what are they doing on the website? And have your own individual dashboard for that specific group. So between sending out listings and the engagement tab, using the variables for saved or search for listings and these segments, our CRM and website is great at tracking activity and making sure you're aware of it. That's the last thing that I had. I'll open it up for any final questions before we hop off at the top of the hour. Wilson, do we have any in the chat?
Hey, thank you, John. Yeah, one that just came in from Stacy is she's saying, is there a way to or another upgrade needed to get rid of other people's tags, segments, etc., that are showing up in my account for areas and people from other parts of the country that I have no use for?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Basically, within the EXP model, it's called like an enterprise package within Lofty. If a tag or something like that is created on the company level, meaning on the EXP or EXP US level, those will show up within your account. The good thing is within your individual office, you can set up and like add your own tags or segments. But that would be something to reach out to basically the Lofty EXP support or directly to EXP to try and see if you can get those things removed. Maybe nobody's using them and we can get them removed. But think about this, whenever you're within your EXP account, right? Everything that's done on the EXP company level will trickle down. So somebody may have created a tag on the company level and it'll show within your account.
Got
So
it.
there's not a great way to like go in and delete it without deleting it for everybody. And we just don't know what was intentionally created versus not intentionally created on the company level. So that would be something to reach out to Lofty EXP support or EXP support directly on.
Yeah, I agree. The EXP support at lofty.com address, Stacy. Katie chimed in here as well, John, and just said, I think she was in regards to the question Stacy had about the segments and things like that. She said, I don't believe you'd be able to adjust the pipeline, so the thing's there, but the tags might be able to be deleted if upgrading to like a team, 199 team upgrade. But that'd be something we'd want to confirm with our support first, like you're saying. So
Yeah, there's different like basically levels of permissions, and those levels of permissions can get a tad complicated. So we just really want to be on our P's and Q's. But as a
yeah.
concept, there'll be things that trickle down that maybe aren't directly related to you that we can explore getting rid of, but that might just be a reality of it too.
Beautiful. Hey, Katie, thank you so much. She runs a masterclass right after this call, which works great because she'll come in and pop in. And any new Lofty users from EXP that want to jump in and just giving a little plug and shout out to Katie. Hop in there. She's, I think, provided a link to agents if they want to join it, but she's going to go through and kind of troubleshoot some things. It sounds like it's a pretty open office type of forum. So
Nice, great.
awesome. Yeah, John, I appreciate you as usual, man. This is a great call.
Yeah.
Got through a lot of great things within websites and the CMS. So appreciate you. All the engagement from the EXP side. Thank you guys so much. And we will be in touch and seeing you guys soon as far as future trainings and the schedule for that. So be on the lookout for EXP University and the future, like I said, schedule of these trainings. So appreciate it. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thanks, everybody.